of your teams. The heart of Atlanta. Valley Sports South and Valley Sports Southeast. The heart of the fan.
Braves country has waited 22 years for a moment like this. Dansby Swanson handles a hot shot from A.J. Pollock. And against all odds and against all comers, the Atlanta Braves have won the National League pennant, subduing the Dodgers 4-2 in the National League Championship Series before a raucous crowd here at Truist Park in Atlanta. How apropos is that? An Atlanta kid with the final assist, and Brian Snitker, 44 years in the Braves organization, wiping away tears as this Braves team, in most improbable fashion, knocks off the defending world champion Dodgers in 6 games to advance to the World Series. Welcome to Braves Live, presented by Xfinity. We are with you at the Battery Atlanta, where the party has just started. This place has gone bonkers. It's a party 22 years in the making, with Nick Green, Peter Moylan, Brian Jordan. I'm Chip Carey. What a night tonight. A series with so many ups and downs. A Braves season with so many ups and downs. They've taken one step more toward the ultimate goal. That is, of course, winning a World Series tonight.
I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. I just love the way this Braves team has come together. I love what they're doing. I love this crowd all behind us. These fans have been here all day long waiting for this to happen. We've been so excited about it. I don't know what to say. I'm just thrilled for this team.
I am so happy for Brian Snitker,
yes,
Freddie Freeman, the guys that have been through so much over the course of not just this year, but the last 7, 8, 9, 10 years, to finally come and kill the narrative. They killed the narrative tonight, BJ.
Yeah, they did.
It's over, baby. It's over. Let's go.
And you know what? It's just great to see this organization finally gel and come together. Alex Anthopoulos has done a phenomenal job all year long, dealing with all the adversity, with the injuries, dealing with contracts, and during the trading deadline, he made it happen. And I'm so happy for not just Brian Snitker, but this whole coaching staff, who really put in a lot of time to get through those tough times. And Will Smith, what can you say about Will Smith? He got it done in the 9th inning and made everybody smile. These fans are fantastic.
That's what I was going to say. We're all happy for Brian Snitker, the players, the organization. I'm happy for these fans. They've waited over 2 decades for an opportunity to get back to the Fall Classic and for this Braves organization to have a chance to win another World Series. It's been a long time in coming, and if you had said in July, Nick Green, that the Braves would knock off the Dodgers in 6 games and be advancing to the World Series, I think a lot of people would have said, let me send you to the loony bin and check you out.
Well, if I would have bet on the Braves at that time, I would be a millionaire and I wouldn't be
you
here.
Wouldn't have to sit next to me.
But I would still be here because I enjoy it. I love it. But yeah, I mean, when you look at what this team went through throughout the course of this season, you never expected them to be in this spot. And yes, Alex Anthopoulos deserves a ton of credit for getting them to this spot, getting the players on the field, putting them in the right spot. Snit, the same thing. But the players came through at the right time, and everybody played a part in this championship. Again, it's just been great to see a team come together, play well at the right time, and beat the defending world champions of the Dodgers.
Exactly right. I said it a week ago. I said, if San Fran had beaten LA and we'd be playing San Fran right now, it wouldn't quite feel as right. Beating the Dodgers at home, not having to go to Game 7, first of all. Guys, you can relax tonight, you can relax tomorrow, you can relax Monday. It's going to be a happy weekend for everybody. There is no stress. There is no stress.
I think it was the velvet jacket that put the Braves over the top tonight. That's the way I'm looking at it. So this win by the Braves sets up the Snitker-ball.
Yes.
Brian Snitker, the manager of the Braves, will face off with his son, Troy Snitker, who's one of the hitting coaches for the Houston Astros. That's one of the subplots of what's going to be a very entertaining World Series between Atlanta and Houston, which will start next Tuesday. Let's get to your Ford Keys tonight, guys. This was a very hard-fought game. Braves had the early lead. Dodgers came back to tie it, but one big blow told the tale, Brian.
Yeah, let's go back to the fourth inning. I mean, some great at-bats here. Darno getting a walk with 2 outs. And we know how good we've been with 2 outs all season long. And how about Adrianza? Hasn't had a hit in all postseason, but he comes through big with a double down the line. Darno hustling around. He stops at third base, which was a smart decision, just so you can get one of the hottest hitters in playoffs. And how about this? After about 8 pitches, he goes, yeah, baby! Eddie Rosario getting it done. Unbelievable series by Eddie Rosario.
The MVP of the LCS, by the way, and justifiably so.
Not enough can be said about the decision by Snit to pull Ian Anderson at that point. There was 2 outs. Anybody could have said, I will send Ian back out, but the decision was probably going to be the move might have been made that next inning anyway. So all hats off to Snit for making that decision.
But you guys know, and Brian Snitker knows, in postseason play, a base runner of any kind at any point in any inning is a rally. You take your shot, and that decision, Nick, paid off.
It did pay off, and I don't want to forget about Travis d'Arnaud's at bat. He was down 1-2, and in that situation with Ian Anderson on deck, they might have been pitching around him a little bit, being careful a little bit to make Snit make a move, and he made the right move. Adrianza, he had struggled in the postseason, no hits, but right there in that spot, he knew what was going to happen. He knew what was coming, gets a cutter inside, jams himself a little bit, but puts the ball in play, and all of a sudden, our man Eddie Rosario comes up, and everybody expected him to come up big in that situation as well. But don't forget how big that d'Arnaud at-bat was.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I was at ground level for the home run. I was sitting with Drew Waters. I've never seen this crowd as loud or as excited as they were for that home run. It was one of the most exciting moments of my baseball career, and I wasn't even playing. So for these Braves fans, this is epic. I'm here with you guys.
Besides this moment, of course, right?
Of course, obviously.
But if you go back and look at that at-bat, I mean, he fouled off some tough pitches.
Exactly.
It was about an 8-pitch at-bat before he finally turned on that inside fastball and goes deep. It was an unbelievable at-bat. Let's take a look. First pitch, he takes a swing. Second pitch, 93, same spot, he misses. He fouls off a couple of tough pitches. I mean, he's just been terrific, fouling off balls, waiting for that one pitch, and there it was. That same slider or split cutter in that he missed the first 2 pitches. He gets it again, and man, he deposited that ball. What a great hit. The fans went crazy, and I knew then we had a chance to win this ball game.
14 hits for Rosario in this LCS, a .560 batting average, 3 homers, 9 RBIs. Where would the Braves have been without Soler, Rosario, Jock Peters,
they wouldn't be here.
Adam Duvall? They would not be here indeed. Well, we know how the game ended. The Braves beat the Dodgers 4-2. They wrap up the series 4-2. The big question was, how would this game start with young Ian Anderson on the mound? He did not pitch well in his first assignment against the Dodgers in the series. The key for Anderson, Peter, we were talking about it, get out of the first inning unscathed. He was able to do that and gave the Braves 4 innings of 2-hit ball tonight.
Yeah, he was phenomenal. Exactly what I expected. Bouncing back from that short outing where Snit, all credit to Snit for making that decision early on last game to pull in the 3rd inning and say, you know what, you don't have your stuff tonight. He had his stuff tonight. He got lots of swings and misses. He was on, gave us 4 innings, perfect baseball.
Well, let's hear from Ian Anderson, the man that started the biggest game of the year for the Braves, like he did last year. Anderson, 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 4 strikeouts, and he's standing by with Paul Byrd.
Starting pitcher Ian Anderson, the Braves have not done this since 1999. What did it feel like to take the hill in the big clinching game?
It was fun. I knew it was going to be an intense game, knew it was going to be a tight game, and I was able to feed off the crowd. I felt like I was almost extra focused tonight, kind of got in that zone, and that's when it gets fun out there.
The key for you getting off to such a hot start?
Just throwing strikes. I think that's the biggest thing, not falling behind those guys, being able to use my weapons to get them out, and trusting the guys that came in after me. Those guys have have I think they coined it the night shift or whatever, but you know, they for a reason. You know, they're unbelievable, and you know, they've gotten us to this point.
Enjoy the moment. Great job.
Thank you.
He's just a kid, but he doesn't pitch like a kid, and he doesn't act like a kid, which is one of the many things I love about Ian Anderson. I mentioned a moment ago that Eddie Rosario justifiably earned the MVP honors for this LCS. There's another guy that I think should have gotten a lot of votes, and that is Tyler Matzek.
Yeah.
10 strikeouts, guys, in 5 2/3 innings. And how about his performance tonight, cleaning up the mess left by Luke Jackson?
Yeah, exactly that. It was I feel for Luke, right? He's had such a great year. He comes into the biggest game of his life, and he struggles with location, struggles with his fastball. In comes Tyler Matzek, and all he does was punch out the side, okay? Faces over Pujols, who's had a great year versus left-handed pitching. He says, I don't care about that. I'm just going to come in and throw a shutout inning there, and then I'm going to pick you guys up for the 8th inning as well, and I'm going to throw another shutout inning. I cannot talk about how good he has been, not just here, the whole year. That might be the best signing that I've seen come out of independent ball in my whole life.
And remember, in Game 5 in Los Angeles, the Braves got walloped, and a lot of folks said, well, why isn't Matzek? Why isn't Jackson? Why isn't Minter in that game? Well, because the Dodgers had the big lead. Brian Snitker said, I'm not going to use some of these guys unless we are tied or we have the lead. That was one of those decisions where you sacrifice a game for a chance to win the next one, and that decision, Nick, turned out to be a stroke of genius.
It was huge because you give those guys 2 days off. So we saw Minter with 2 days off. We saw Matzek with 2 days off. And how good did their stuff look? It looked great. Matzek up to 99 miles an hour. When you go into a game like that, second, third, nobody out, nobody expects you to punch out the side. He was able to do that. His fastball was electric. He had a great slider. And one thing that he's done really well this postseason is mix his pitches better. Today it was 9 fastballs, 8 sliders. In the past, throughout the course of the season, it's been about 80% fastballs, and that slider really hasn't been there. But today, BJ, everything was working for him.
How smart is Travis d'Arnaud for striking out in that situation? So Snick did not have to make a decision.
Right.
Just bring Matzek back out there, and he was just huge, man. I mean, it is ice water in his veins because that was a tough situation. No outs with 2 men on, second and third. But we've seen it time and time again throughout this series. He's the man for that spot. And yeah, I applaud Snit for bringing Luke Jackson back out there. Yeah, he didn't get the job done. He didn't hit his spots. But you give him an opportunity. Matzek saved him tonight. But I hope he still has confidence because we're going to need him in the World Series.
Yeah, this is the thing about being a reliever. You've got to have a short memory, and he's going to have a short memory. He's been so good this whole year. Let tonight go. Let the last outing go. You are still Luke Jackson. You're going to be just fine. Let's not talk about A.J. Minter as well. A.J. Minter, 2 shutout innings. The muller was working. The cutter was working. Everything was working for the Bravos tonight.
One other player that has had a huge role, quite obviously, for the Braves is Freddie Freeman. If you remember back when the Braves convened in Northport after getting to Game 7 of the LCS last year, Freddie Freeman said something that's worth repeating. For the Braves in 2021, it's World Series or bust. For the first 108, 109 games, it looked like bust. He got hot at the start of May, Nick, and hasn't stopped hitting since. How refreshing and rewarding is this moment for Freddie Freeman tonight?
I think that he's going to have time to sit down and think about it now. He didn't want to think about it. He wants to go game by game and worry about winning the day. Well, they've won the day. Now they have a chance to go to the World Series. And this is what you dream of as a player. As a leader of a team, you lead the team. Freddie Freeman led the team. They jumped on his back after he got things figured out and really took off. Now, other guys had a part as well, but without Freddie Freeman, this team wouldn't be here as well. So we have to give Freddie a whole lot of credit, and I'm happy as ever for Freddie Freeman. What he means to this club, this organization, this fan base, and him getting to the World Series is huge.
I'm also happy because it's not just Freddie. You see, there is just multiple people that are contributing on a nightly basis. So I feel like there's a cast of 10s that are going to support him. Check out the battery, by the way. If you're not here, you should think about coming down because it might be okay for the next few hours. Just saying.
It's going to be a little while.
Freddie Freeman, he's been the leader of this club. Good times, bad times. these are the best times he's going to enjoy right now. And there's a real chance that they can really help and really have a good chance against Houston.
There are so many great things about televised baseball, and one of them is that pictures will tell 1,000 words. Yeah. The shot that we had right as we came on air with Brian Snitker hugging Freddie Freeman, the Braves lifers, Brian Jordan. This win, I think, means so much more to them because of their long-standing tenure with this organization. Now they have a chance to cement their legacies with a successful World Series against Houston.
Well, you know, the great thing about it is both of them are lifetime Braves right now. You know, Freddie spent his whole career here, and Brian Snitker's been a part of that career every year because, you know, he's been with the Braves so long. So it was great to see that embracing moment, and you hope that we continue to see that embracing moment in the future because I truly hope Freddie is a lifer here in Atlanta. I know he's a free agent. We're not going to talk about that. But, you know, it was great to see them spend that time together and really enjoy the moment because they both deserve it because it was a tough year really for both of those guys.
Well, we know Freddie Freeman is such a great friend of Valley Sports. He is so accommodating to us. Let's find out what this moment means to Freddie Freeman. We can speculate. Let's hear from the man himself. He's standing by with Kelly Kroll. Kelly?
All right, you were tired of hearing about last year.
Yeah.
How does it feel to kill the narrative?
Yeah, we did it. I'm glad we did it tonight, too. Absolutely incredible. 12 years, a long time, but it's all worth it now. So 4 more wins. 4 more.
That was such a long embrace with Brian Snitker. What was that conversation about?
Well, I told him he gets to manage the All-Star game. Just absolutely incredible that Brian, we get to go to the World Series as Brian is our manager. Absolutely deserves everything, and I'm just so excited for him.
You were 10 the last time this team went to the World Series. As the face of this franchise, what does it mean to bring this city another pennant and take them back to the Fall Classic?
It means a lot. It's been a long time. It has. But I'm happy. It's hard to even put into words right now. Oh, my gosh. We're going to the World Series.
Say it again.
We're going to the World Series.
That's right. Enjoy it, Freddie. Guys.
Thank you, Kelly. Only one thing sounds better than we're going to the World Series, and that's we're going to win the World Series. But you could see the joy in Freddie Freeman's face to accomplish something that hasn't been done, as Kelly said here, in a long, long time, 22 years to be exact.
It's crazy because the expectation is you win every single year. Well, at some point, clubs are going to have to rebuild. Freddie Freeman went through that rebuild. Was it frustrating? Absolutely. Was it tough for the fans? Absolutely. But they figured things out. They've gotten themselves in a really good spot. Ever since Alex Anthopoulos came here, we felt like they had a good chance. Now, they were underdogs early on. I think they've been overrated this year as well. Coming into this series, nobody expected them to win against the Dodgers. But at the same time, they knew they could win. They believed in themselves, and they got it done. So props to everybody involved in this situation.
Kind of the same thing you could say about Braves closer Will Smith, who has figured things out.
Yeah.
He has had a brilliant postseason, a couple of wins, 3 saves, and he's the man that got a 1-2-3 ninth against the vaunted Dodgers to send the Braves to the World Series. He, too, is standing by with our Valley Sports crew. Let's hear from Will Smith.
Into the mind for those final 3 outs. What are the emotions like?
High, but tried to keep low heartbeat. Just another day at the office. Just try to get 3 outs before they get 2 runs.
I know growing up here in this city, you know all about the history. 22 years since this team went to the World Series. What does it mean to you to be the guy that takes them back there?
It wasn't me. It was this whole team that took us to the World Series. But to be able to be the one to get the last 3 outs is pretty incredible. I don't know if it's sunk in, but I don't think I have words for it yet.
What are you feeling right now?
Out of breath. Way out of breath from all these hugs, but I love it.
Why was it this team? Why is it this team that was able to cross the finish line and get you guys back after falling just 1 game short a year ago?
We never quit. We don't give a shit. Oh, sorry. We don't care who's in front of us. We're just going to keep on coming for 27 outs, and here we are.
I had Freddie say it one more time. Where are you going, Will?
Where am I? World Series.
That's right. I was like,
Disney World's the next one.
Congratulations, Will. Go celebrate.
I love Will Smith uncensored. But Peter, what a turnaround for Will Smith. Look, we all want perfection in the ninth inning. If the world were a perfect place, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 3 strikeouts, game over, no problem, no stress. That hasn't been the case for Will Smith this year, but it has been that way for Will for the most part in the postseason.
It's been that way for at least a month, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I remember there was about 8 weeks ago when there was a lot of people that were calling for Will Smith to lose. Look at the boys right here. Let's win. Before I talk anymore, let's just check out these guys. World Series for the first time in how long?
Since 99.
99.
I played in that World Series.
I need to get in there. We need to get in there somehow. We need to get in that celebration. But yes, Will Smith, such a turnaround mentally for him and for everybody in that bullpen to see him have the success that he's had over the last month. It fills everybody with confidence, right? You know that once you get through your inning, the next guy up's going to do their job. Will Smith has taken the reins of that ninth inning and absolutely run with it. I would not trust anybody else in the ninth inning right now. He is locked in, as locked in as I've seen him all year.
So let me ask you about that, BJ, the trust factor. What does that mean for an offensive team knowing or feeling like the 8th inning and the 9th inning is pretty much locked down and you got the game under your control?
Well, it gives you that comfort. And you know all you have to do early on is to score a couple of runs. Because I'm telling you, down the stretch of this season, the confidence was there for this bullpen. And the offense, they will go out there, score 3, 4, 5 runs, play great defense. And the game was the Braves. And I was confident tonight, even with Will Smith going into that ball game with 2-run lead, because he's been that good lately. He's been aggressive, he attacked, and that's what we want to see out of Will Smith. He got it done. He's going to the World Series. The Braves are going.
We're going. We're going as well.
We're going to be here.
That's fine. We're here. We're going.
Well, Will Smith is hot. Tyler Matzek is hot. But nobody is hotter than Eddie Rosario, the NLCS MVP. His big home run turned the tide in this series. A long home run for Eddie Rosario. A bullet over the right field wall as the Braves beat the Dodgers and win the NLCS. Braves country, we're going to the World Series. 4-2 your final. Time for our first break from the Battery Atlanta. We're back with more on Braves Live postgame on Valley Sports next. The party is just getting started here at the Battery Atlanta. Braves Live is brought to you by Landmark Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram. By Xfinity XFi. Experience a powerful and secure Wi-Fi connection for all of your devices. And by Georgia Natural Gas. Go green and save some too with G&G. Will Smith did some saving today. Braves beat the Dodgers 4-2. They win the NLCS 4-2. They've got a date with the Houston Astros Tuesday night at Minute Maid Park for Game 1 of the 2021 World Series. Chip Carey, Nick Green, Peter Moylan, Brian Jordan. We've talked a little bit about some of the big names, some of the heroes in this Braves LCS winning series. But all too often, guys, the series is decided by the understudies.
Yeah.
Let's talk about one on this pitching staff. A.J. Minter, 6 scoreless innings of relief.
Yeah.
I've been impressed by him. And yes, I expected him to be good this year because of last year, but he struggled a little bit early on. Then all of a sudden,
AAA.
he comes back from AAA and he looks way better. Well, sometimes you need a reset. Well, if he wasn't here and didn't get that reset, would the Braves be in this spot? Absolutely not. His stuff today was outstanding. 2 great innings from him. He did that earlier in this series as well. But he's a guy you can really rely on late in the ball game. Plus, Peter, you can get multiple innings out of him. I don't know. There's ice water in this kid's veins.
I was just going to say, there's an option now that we can use him for multiple innings, whether it be at the back end of the game or you want to use him as an opener now in the fourth game. I don't know who's going to start that game right now, but A.J. Minter, playoff A.J. Minter, the mullet, whatever it is, whatever you found, buddy, keep it right here because you are locked and loaded, my friend.
You know what? I think he found his confidence, and I think he found that Snit started to believe in him once again. And his stuff is electric. He went out there, he had confidence with that fastball, and he really kept hitters off balance. And that's the A.J. Minter we saw very successful 2 years ago. Yes, he did have a reset. You got to give Alex Anthopoulos a lot of credit for bringing him back up, putting him back in that bullpen, and being a big performer in that bullpen when they needed it most. 2 innings is incredible for A.J. Minter.
Do you remember when the bullpen was part of the issues of the team?
Yeah.
Early on in the year, it was one of those things. How are we going to fix the bullpen? How are we going to fix the bullpen? I want to give a quick shout out to Rich Rodriguez. We picked him up at the trade deadline. He's not on the roster right now, but we wouldn't be here without what you did with this team, Rog. He came in, helped us out for that middle part of the innings, August, September. Unbelievable job by him.
Every manager come playoff time loves late inning options out of his bullpen. And who loves those options better than Brian Snitker, who played them like a maestro in the series. He really did an excellent job of handling his bullpen. You know how excited he is about this moment. As I said, 40-plus years in the Braves organization. Now he gets to manage in the World Series, and now we get to hear from him against his son, and we get to hear from him with Kelly Kroll downstairs. Kelly? Excuse me. This is Brian Snitker with his wife, Ronnie Snitker, and they're downstairs with Kelly Kroll.
Excellent.
Well, I'm now joined by Brian Snitker's wife. And Ronnie, I feel like you've been almost in joyful tears since the moment I saw you tonight. What are the emotions like for you on this evening?
I was so nervous coming here tonight, just thinking about the possibilities of this. And I'm just so proud of Brian and these guys and how they hung together through all the mess and everything and made it here. It's unbelievable. 46 years and we're here. And then we're here with our boy. You know, he's going to be there when we get there, you know.
For those at home that don't know, but Troy, your son, is the hitting coach for the Astros. So who are you going to root for? How does this one play out, Ronnie?
I don't know. I need to get a jacket made or something.
For those at home, there you go, a jacket, right? Yeah. Houston on one side, Atlanta on the other side.
Right.
What were the words when you finally got to see Brian tonight and give him that hug? Because I saw it.
I told him I love him, that so proud of him. So proud of what he's gone through and how he's hung with them. And it's just been incredible. It's just incredible. I'm so excited for them. It's so great. Can you believe it?
I can. And you're making me cry. I feel like those are all the tears I have. But last but not least, when you say how proud you are of him, describe what the journey's like from your seat. Because I think we hear from him a lot about what he goes through on this up and down and the roller coaster of a season. But what's it like for you?
I basically try to keep everything calm at home and have the kids available to him. Like this morning, they were there early, you know, because we hadn't seen them. And so as long as the kids are there, he's calm at home and doesn't bring it home and, you know, takes his time with the kids and spends so much time with them. And it's just a whole family affair. The boys wouldn't even think about not coming tonight. Even the baby. I had the baby in my arms when we look at him over there. He's so cute. He wants his grandma, I think.
Let's show. He wants grandma. Oh. It's a late night, little past his bedtime. All right, Grandma. Oh, yeah, he's ready for you. You go give him a hug. You want Grandma? Oh, honey. Ronnie, thank you so much. Enjoy this. We're just so thrilled for you.
All right, thank you so much. We'll be watching Yellowstone.
Yeah, Yellowstone. We're having a watch party for Yellowstone, guys. We already called it.
That's right. Yes, we will. Thank you.
After that roast,
Ronnie Snitker says, genuine as they come. I know that we talk about the exploits of the players and the managers, the broadcasters and the like, but the true MVPs are the wives who are home with the kids while we pursue our baseball dreams. And when you think about the bus rides, the midseason moves, the promotions, the demotions that Brian Snitker has gone through over 40-plus years with the Braves organization, you can understand the emotional tears that Ronnie Snitker is feeling tonight in her interview with Kelly Crawl.
She's an incredible woman. If you haven't ever met her, what she is right there in the interview is who she is. And that's what you're going to see from the Snickers. They're very emotional people. Well, she should be happy for Brian Snitker. She's gone through a ton with him over the years. And yeah, they're a sounding board. They're there up late when guys get home from the road. And Brian Snitker's been through all of it. When you go in the minor leagues, it's very, very difficult. Yeah. Did he ever think he was going to become a manager in the big leagues? No, he didn't. He gave up on that dream. So Ronnie gave up on it with him. Well, she supported him through this thing. And through this thing, yes, it's been tough. But the bottom line is they're going to the World Series. She loves everything that's involved in this, BJ. And for me, seeing her that emotional with him, because I've known them so long, and knowing Troy's going to be there too, I mean, you don't even have words for what's happening.
You know, I love Ronnie, and she's always smiling. And I know how hard it is, you know. A marriage is hard, especially when you got a manager. But I got to say, you got to lean towards your husband to win this World Series and not your son. He's a lot younger, and he has more time to win a World Series ring. So, Ronnie, I love you, but you got to go with the husband.
I'm with you. Snit was my manager in AAA in 2006. He was the first manager I knew coming back to professional baseball. He, as you said, he never thought that he was going to be back in the big leagues. Then he got that chance, and then he was sent back down to AAA. So to him, he had the dream, achieved it, got knocked in the face again. For him to be back in this position and proving why player managers and people that support their players are going to be the future of this sport. A lot of these guys rely so much on analytics. We're seeing a guy like Brian Snitker who uses his heart, he uses his head, he uses something other than just the numbers on the page.
His eyes, the eye test, the humanity test, and that's a big reason why Brian Snitker is so successful, Brian.
And how about this World Series? Dusty Baker, Brian Snitker.
Unbelievable.
Two lifetime guys who've been around baseball for so long.
Yeah.
And I know if you look at this league now, it's going young. A lot of young managers. So it's refreshing to see two older managers make it to the World Series.
That's good for you and me.
Yes.
Well, and Dusty has such a connection to Atlanta and Hank Aaron because of the history there. Hank took him under his wing when he first came here, so that adds another story to it just like that.
He was on deck when Henry hit number 715 at Old Fulton County Stadium. So we heard from Brian's lovely wife, Ronnie, who's so excited for her husband, so excited for her son. But let's hear from your manager, Brian Snitker, who achieved a lifetime dream after 40-plus years. He's finally gotten his chance, and he's got a major league team headed to the World Series. Here's Brian Snitker.
And then following up something earlier about your emotions, you said just a lot of things went through your mind. Obviously, you've had an incredible journey yourself. Did you have certain pictures that went through your mind of your career at that moment?
Yeah, you know, I thought of Ronnie. I mean, everything that I know that she's been real emotional through a lot of this, and rightly so. I mean, she's the one that drug our kids all over the Southeast, and I'd leave in February and come home in September, and she'd hold a job in cheerleading and baseball and all that, and you know, it was a lot of that stuff, you know, the kids setting up a pro shop in Myrtle Beach and my daughter getting on a chair and singing, you know, root, root, root for my daddy's team at the 7th inning stretch. And Troy, who, you know, I told somebody, it's like, Snitker's going to have a World Series trophy in their house here, and I don't know who's going to own it, but we're going to have one. So that's a pretty cool thing, too.
Okay, far left in the back. The job that your bullpen did today, especially the lefties, talk about that and how big of an asset that'll be going forward in the series.
Oh, I think huge. I mean, our lefties our bullpen was unbelievable this whole series. What Minter and Matzek did today was just phenomenal. Phenomenal, especially. And Matzek's been doing it the entire series. You know, I said it'd be nice. I'd like to cut that MVP thing up and give him a little piece of it because that guy was just spectacular the whole series. Minter, you know, pulled down 2 innings the other day, pulled down 2 innings today. He's been throwing really, you know, all of them have just they've just been so good. And you know, it was a big hit by AD to kind of keep the line moving there in the inning that Eddie hit the homer. So, but the bullpen, them guys, like I say, they had 2 days off, which was awesome. Now they're going to get 2 more off, which is even better because, because those guys have been huge for us the last 6 weeks of the season when we were in that win mode where we had to win in order to make this happen.
Okay, Mark? Snit, you think about those three guys. AJ had to go back to the minors this year. Rosario was hurt when you got him. You don't know what he's got to offer. And, Matzek, last year you said, what about that lefty?
Yeah. I did. Yeah, I remember coming into 2.0. It was like, remember that lefty was striking everybody out in spring training? It's like, I don't know that, I don't even remember his name. Like, what was his name? He wasn't on the list. It's like, maybe we ought to bring this kid in here. I have so much admiration for him, what he's been through in his career. There's another one that hasn't been easy for him either, and he's had to go back a bunch in order to come forward, and how he's handled all that is just, it amazes me. Just the perseverance and everything that this guy's been through.
Okay. What else we got for Snit right here in the front? Oh, you got him, Dave.
Snit, what else can you say about what Rosario continues to do and how important he's been to this team?
It's amazing how locked in he is. I mean, it doesn't matter what arm they're throwing with. I mean, he's just so locked in. I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen a guy like that this has been a while now that what he's been doing is it's been something else. And, obviously, it's really cool. And like I think I told you earlier, it's kind of the reports that we got from the guys in Minnesota that knew him, that this is a guy that you want up in a big situation. And he had a bunch of big situations in this series.
Okay, far right.
Brian, I actually know the answer to this because I looked it up. But do you know where you were 99, last time the Braves went to the World Series?
Yeah, Myrtle Beach. I believe we won a championship in Myrtle Beach that year, actually. Yeah, I do know. I said I can't remember what I have for breakfast most days, and I remember breakfast 99. That's good.
Okay, down here in front.
Snit, you would have been happy clinching anywhere, but to do it with this crowd and to have the ceremony on the field.
This was just perfect. I mean, it's you want to clinch, because you're just never guaranteed tomorrow what's going to happen. But that was something special out there. Just the fan, that place was rocking today, has been the whole series, all year. I mean, like I say, Braves country is a real thing. It is a powerful, powerful element to our game. And those guys appreciate that. They love their fans. It's amazing how they came out today and supported those guys.
Snit, you said that all the coaches swarmed you there. At what point in time do you think you looked up and said, this is real, or you're out there on the field? Tell me when.
It was, one of them was yelling in my ear, I did. I instead of jumping up, Walt grabbed me, and it took a minute, honestly, it's like, oh my God, this is really happening. What a special feeling, though. My God, it's pretty cool.
Anything else for Snit?
There's nothing about the Major League experience that man does not appreciate, as you heard. In 1999, when the Braves last went to the World Series, he won a championship in Myrtle Beach. Atlanta and Houston's a long way, Nick, from Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, it is. And I actually played for Snit the following year, so I know how much that championship meant for him in A-ball. Well, how big would a championship mean to him, and how much would that mean if he won the World Series? And he's right. There's going to be a Snitker World Championship somewhere along the line. I hope it's going to be with the Braves, but to be in Brian Snitker's shoes, as far as he's come and having that opportunity to manage in the World Series, again, speechless, but it's just fun to see him being so emotional, trusting his guys, believing his guys, and putting all the credit on other people as well.
I don't even want to start talking about Houston. I just want to just lap all this in for a little bit. This team, everything that they've been through this year, I know I've said it multiple times. Everybody said it multiple times. They've dealt with so much. They lost Acuna, they lost the Junior, they lost Soroka, they lost Anderson at some point, they lost Fried at one point. They lost so much this year. People don't understand what that's like in that clubhouse to have such a massive part of your lineup or your rotation ripped from out of you. We lost our leadoff hitter before the start of the series. What other team is going to lose their leadoff hitter and face the best team in the National League and just sit there and go, you know what, we got this, we're fine. The Braves did that. The Braves are set up really well to make a real impact in this World Series, I think.
the bottom line is I think Snick deserves it. As a manager, you got to build the trust of your players. And I think he's done that all season long. Through the ups and downs, he believed in those players, gave them opportunities, and they performed for him. And this is the reward to Brian Snitker. So I know he appreciates it. You can see it in his emotions. This team loves him.
Yeah.
And when you love a manager, you will do whatever to see him be successful. And that's what the team has done. And I hope they just complete the mission, complete this World Series with the win for Brian Snitker.
Well, whether it's Myrtle Beach, Houston, Texas, or Atlanta, Georgia, I can promise you this, the champagne in that locker room is tasting very sweet indeed. It is some kind of celebration in Atlanta. Champagne is flowing. Adult soda pop is flowing. The Braves have advanced to the World Series. They beat the Dodgers in 6 games. 4-2 your final, and more on Braves Live after the break. Braves Live is brought to you by your local Ford dealer. By Cook's Pest Control. You don't have to live with pests. And by Visit Mississippi. Wanderers, welcome. About an hour ago, the Braves won the National League Championship Series. They will head to Houston and face the Astros in the World Series beginning Tuesday night. Dansby Swanson with a gorgeous play to take care of A.J. Pollock and the Dodgers in one fell swoop. An emotional night for Brian Snitker. As we join you near 1 o'clock in the morning, good thing for some Dodger columnists. The Waffle House is open late tonight. Let's check in with Tyler Matzek. He is should be one of the MVP candidates for the Braves. A brilliant postseason in this series. He's standing by on the field here in Atlanta.
Tyler Matzek, everybody. Absolute legend. You coming in, striking out the side, second and third, nobody out. What was that like?
I just want to go out there and be aggressive. Luke went in there, had a little bit of a rough one. I mean, that love I got for him, I was just like, hey, I'm coming out, I'm coming in, I'm going to get you guys, all right? So I went out there, I was just trying to be aggressive as I can, throw strikes, and things went the right way for me.
Have you ever heard a crowd this loud? Walking off the field, they erupted.
I mean, they're pretty loud for, what was the quote, a sterile mall, right? It was pretty loud for a sterile mall. Yeah, man, honestly, the fans have been great. They've been electric the whole time, and, we need that going into the World Series, and I hope they all show up and pack this place out.
How about your starter, Ian Anderson, the young guy on the hill for such a big one?
Oh, man, that guy was unbelievable. I don't know if he's technically still a rookie, but the abbreviated season last year, only getting a couple starts, coming in here, I'd count him as a rookie still. Unbelievable. Like what that guy did, he set us up to win. He went out there, emptied the tank, did what he needed to do, and then handed it off to the bullpen and gave us a chance to win.
Just a few months ago, you guys are winning and losing and winning and losing. What does it sound like to hear that the Atlanta Braves are going to the World Series?
We were going through a lot of adversity at that point, and we didn't get mentioned at all in the media about all the adversity we had, a lot of injuries. We lose our catchers, both of them in like the first month or so, and so we're struggling with that. But we stuck with each other, we battled, we loved each other, and we kept going, and we knew that, brighter days were ahead of us. So we just stuck with it, kept grinding. Alex went ahead and made the moves that we needed to make at the trade deadline, and the team just took off.
Last one, since you mentioned it, this is a yes-no question. Does a Waffle House belong in the sterile shopping mall?
I mean, Waffle House belongs anywhere at like 2 in the morning. So Waffle House is my spot. I hope they're packed out here with Atlanta fans.
Tyler Matzek, everybody. Incredible job in relief tonight. Unreal.
Indeed, that's true, Paul Burt. It's the Dodgers that are smothered, covered, and chunked. It's the Braves going on to the World Series against the Astros. And Tyler Matzek, another one of these Braves relievers that really saw his season turn on a dime after June the 3rd, when, of course, Major League Baseball cracked down on the relievers. Well, Tyler Matzek figured some things out, Nick.
He definitely figured some stuff out, and he's a huge part of the success of this team, huge part, obviously, of this postseason. But to hear what he said about Luke Jackson, yeah, it wasn't a great outing from Luke. He said, I'm going in, I'm going to pick you up, I'm going to do my job. He goes out there and punches out the side in a huge situation. Give him a ton of credit. But to win games in the postseason, to win games late in the season, you've got to pick each other up. Matzek's one of those guys that's not going to let other guys down.
Yeah, the bullpen becomes a family within a family. We're left out there to our own devices for majority of the game. It's a kindergarten for about 5 innings, so we're a bunch of kids out there. But we do back each other up. And exactly what Tyler said tonight, Luke had a rough outing. When someone can come in behind you with runners on second and third and none out and get you out of that inning, that fills you with so much confidence. Luke's going to be feeling himself right now. He's going to be thinking, okay, I let the team down a little bit. He's going to come back and be as good as anybody for the World Series, I can promise you.
You know, that's what it's all about, picking up your brother. And this is a family out there, and I love the confidence of Matzek. I mean, he's pitching that good. The fastball has been electric, 99 miles an hour, hitting the outside corners. And that curveball was nasty to Anthopoulos, and that's when I said this guy has it tonight, and he's pitching with confidence. And I was so happy that Darno struck out, so Brian Snitker didn't have to make that move. But I just love the interview because he feels like he has that much confidence that he can get in any situation and be able to help this team get out of it.
I got to tell you, with 100% certainty, there was no way Jesse Chavez was coming in that game. Tyler Matzek was going to get himself a base hit and probably hit a homer the way he was going tonight. So, unbelievable job.
Well, from the Texas Air Hogs to the World Series. That's the role for Tyler Matzek, who began his career as a starter with the Rockies, won his Major League debut against the Braves, lost his command, lost his control, lost his job in the big leagues. Now he's become one of the most valuable relievers in Major League Baseball. Speaking of valuable, I've been tooting this man's horn for 2.5 months. Austin Riley had a great postseason against the Brewers, great postseason against the Dodgers. I think he's the MVP. What I do know is he's our next guest and standing by with Kelly Crow.
Well, Austin, to hear the Braves are headed to the World Series, what's that like?
Unbelievable. You know, I've said it before, I'll say it again, just what we've been through, you know, as a team this whole season with injuries and, you know, we've been through a lot. I mean, not going to lie. And a lot of people counted us out, and here we are. You know, I think that just says, you know, a lot about this team and the fight that they have and the belief that they have in each other. You know, I feel like we're a tight, special group, and I think that's what it takes to make a deep run. And, you know, here we are.
Here you are. And you were just one win away from this a year ago. Was there a time where that fueled this team? And if so, how much?
I think it was one of those things where it's, you know, we were up 3-1 last year and maybe, you know, without thinking about it, we kind of relaxed a little bit. And I think this year was different. We knew this was a really good ball club. And you know, we had to grind until the final out. So I think there was a sense of urgency of, you know, let's continue to push on the pedal and not let up.
I feel like you have been asked this, but as far as Freddie Freeman, Brian Snitker, kind of what they've meant to this franchise for so long, to be part of the group that's helped them get to the World Series, how much pride do you take in yourself for being such a big part of that? A lot.
Like I said, I feel like that's what made it special for me, is just because, like I said, you know, when I first got drafted, seeing those guys, you know, for the first time and know what they've been through, the dog days of, you know, when things were going, you know, not so great, and finally be able to say we're going to the World Series, you know, that means a lot to me, because, like I said, I hadn't been in this game near as long as they have. So it's pretty special. Well,
and I just want to let you brag on yourself and maybe Ozzie a little bit. If you rewind to that very first inning and getting to Buehler with 2 outs, back-to-back doubles from you two, just in the essence of kind of getting this game rolling in the right direction, how big was that?
I think it was huge. You know, I felt like, you know, even last game, we jumped on them early. I think the difference in this game, we just didn't let up. We knew that, you know, it was going to be a fight to the end. But no, that was a great AB by Ozzie, and I was, like I said, able to get an off speed over the middle of the plate and put a good swing on it. And I think that just, you know, got us going, and like I said, here we are.
Enjoy the ride, Austin. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you,
guys.
Ozzie Albies, clean version interview. You're going to the World Series. How about the first hit? You got things started and this crowd went nuts.
Oh, phenomenal. As soon as I hit that ball, I was doing all my best to get the second or third, so Riley can drive me in, and he did. So that was huge to start the game like that.
For people at home and even me, what's it like to play in a game going to the World Series with such emotion?
I'm gonna describe to you, it's everything. It's everything. It's a dream come true. I was, as a little kid, watching baseball with my grandfather all the time and seeing teams in the World Series, and now I'm here. It means a lot. It's really special for our team.
How about this team picking each other up? Your pitchers tonight, Matzek coming in, a great starting effort by Ian.
Yeah, phenomenal job on the bullpen and Ian. They did a great job to keep us with the lead today when Rosario hit that bomb. He literally sent us to the World Series. I'm happy.
I was in the corner of the dugout and I watched Ron Washington teach you during this all-important game. What does his relationship mean to you and to go to the World Series with him?
To me, the relationship he gives to me and our guys on the team is really special. He's a captain. You know, that's how I can describe it. He does everything to make us feel ready for each game, what matters. And he just gave us the energy. Like today, he told us, keep believing, you guys can do it. So we did it.
You ready? Ozzie Albies is going to the World Series.
Really happy for that. And that's a dream come true for me, and I'm going to give all my best to bring the victory back to Atlanta.
Congratulations. A blast to watch you play, always.
The NLCS MVP, Eddie Rosario. Does that have a nice ring to it?
Yes, yeah, for sure. For sure, that's my dream. I can't believe right now at the moment. Woo, feel awesome.
What's it like to have 40,000 plus chanting your name and come through in the biggest of stages?
I love it. I love this moment. I know the fans are waiting for a good moment. I think I do an awesome job.
Last but not least, what does it mean to have been such a huge contributor to this team headed to the World Series, Eddie?
Oh my God, it's a dream. I can't believe the moment. I want more. I won the championship. Wow, feel proud for myself.
You should. Congratulations, enjoy the ride.
Thank you so much.
Guys.
Well, three great personalities in that trio of interviews, and Eddie Rosario, what can you say? As Brian Snitker said a moment ago, he's never seen anybody this hot, this locked in this short a period of time, and we obviously hope that continues against Houston.
It's been crazy to see how well he's played coming off of injury, and I thought he did a great job when he came off injury. He's done an even better job later in the season, and where would they have been if Soler had not gotten COVID? Would Eddie Rosario have been as hot as he is? I don't know. Would he be leading off? Absolutely not. But he's been able to lead off. He hit fifth the other day, had a huge day. So, I mean, when you can plug a guy in different spots, it's huge for this team. And the fact that he's producing at the level he's producing at, I tell BJ this during the game. I said, it's so refreshing to see a guy that looks like an old school player, that's not swinging for the fence all the time, that can shoot the ball the other way, but also has that power and has that clutch gene as well.
You know, he's a unique player for this time right now because we're seeing so many young guys swing for the fences. But you're right, he's an old school player. He fouls off so many tough pitches, stays alive, and when he gets that pitch to hit, he does some damage. But he's not afraid to sacrifice and go the other way for a single, steal a base. I mean, he's just a total player, a 5-tool player that can get it done. And the great thing about Eddie Rosario, when he came off that injury list, it was like he kept getting better, and the timing was right for everything to come together for him during the playoffs. I mean, that's incredible. 14 hits in a series big as this. I've never seen it before. That's why 14 hits takes over the lead when that lead was 13 hits.
Hey, remember, too, he bunted for a hit earlier in the series.
In the series, yep.
Beating the shift. How many guys that are going to have a series like that would actually sacrifice themselves and bunt for a hit like that? I mean, yeah, zero probably. So it's just been cool to watch him succeed.
Do you remember the trade deadline when Rosario and that deal was done? Pablo Sandoval for Eddie Rosario, right? Nobody really said anything. Nobody thought anything of it. I didn't think anything of it. I thought, okay, he's injured. That's great. Maybe we'll get him for September. He might make an impact. Turns out he was the MVP of the championship series. So great job by Alex Anthopoulos. Amazing vision by anybody involved in that trade to give up just a little bit of a salary swap for that kind of product. Well done.
Again, so often it's the understudy, if you will, that turns out to be the difference maker in a series of this magnitude. And for the Braves, it was Eddie Rosario. with the Braves winning this series in 6, that means they don't have to use Charlie Morton tomorrow, quite obviously.
Yeah.
Now, with a couple of days off, you then get to set your rotation against the Houston Astros in games 1 and 2 on the road. And Max Fried, I would think, would figure very prominently in those plans. Let's hear from Max Fried. He's down on the field. Let's get his thoughts on what the Braves have accomplished and what's next ahead for the Braves' very talented young left-hander.
This is the best pitcher in baseball in the second half. Had a little hiccup last night, but you guys have been picking each other up all year long. Ian did it tonight.
Yeah, he was incredible. He went out there, threw strikes, did his thing, and obviously Eddie with the big hit tonight, but that's just what we've been doing. Everyone's kind of been picking each other up, and not one person's having to shoulder the load. So to get to this point, you have to be able to do that, and couldn't be more proud of this group.
What does it feel like when you hear the Atlanta Braves are going to the World Series?
It hasn't sunk in yet. Yeah, it's doesn't feel real, but I'm sure it will over the next couple days, and we'll be preparing to play Houston.
Tell me you went crazy inside and got excited.
Oh, I was so happy. There's no words to really describe it. It's something that you dream about as a kid, and to be able to be in this position, I'm ecstatic.
I speak for all of Atlanta. We cannot wait to see you take the hill in the World Series.
No, I can't wait. It's great.
Well done, man.
Well, Travis, describe what it feels like to hear the Braves are headed to the World Series.
It's special. It's special, especially with this group of guys that we've had and all the adversity we've have had to beat. Oh man, I can't even speak right now. All the adversity we've had to go through this year, it's special, and I'm so thankful to be a part of it.
Will you rewind there to the very beginning of the game and tell me the biggest difference for Ian Anderson here tonight than in Game 2?
In his bullpen was better. He had his stuff in his bullpen. In Game 1, Game 2, sorry, it's the bullpen. Some of his stuff was just not in the strike zone like we normally want. So that's when I knew it was going to be a good one for him.
I want you also to brag on yourself a little bit, because 4th inning, I know a lot of people are going to talk about Eddie Rosario's home run. You took a 6-pitch walk with 2 outs that kept that inning alive. When you're there in that moment, what are you thinking and what are you trying to do?
Just get on base, because I know the guy behind me could put 2 runs on the board. And then AD comes up with the big double, and I wish I was faster. Maybe I would have scored, but Rosario picked me up, that's for sure.
Well, and then you got to be, from Ian Anderson to everyone, you think about it, but I don't know if this place was more loud than when Tyler Matzek did what he did in that 7th inning.
Yeah, that was special. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. We're up by 2, and for him to come in and strike out the side, I still can't believe it happened. And for him to just stay calm in that moment and get the huge punch outs when we needed it, is so special.
Can you believe you're headed to the World Series, though?
Still no. Still can't believe it. Especially the way this year has been going, the way this year has went so far, I can't believe it.
We'll let it sink in, because that's exactly where you'll be, and we'll see you in Houston, Travis.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Well, the 1967 Boston Red Sox got to the World Series. They called it the impossible dream. I think we could borrow that expression with the 2021 Atlanta Braves. To Travis's point, everything this team has been through, that they are on their way to Houston to start the October Classic, is frankly miraculous.
It is miraculous. And do we get the respect we deserve now? That's the question. I feel like they deserve all the respect in the world. This team is a World Series team. And a lot of people are not giving them the credit. They didn't give them the credit to beat the Dodgers. They still didn't give them the credit when they were up 3-1. And so this team, to me, they exceed expectations. I do agree with that. But they're a great team, and they've come together at the right time. Travis d'Arnaud has been a big piece now. He hadn't been swinging the bat that well.
Right.
But behind the plate, what can you say? He's been phenomenal back there.
And playing one-handed, basically. It's really remarkable what Travis d'Arnaud has been able to do. Remarkable, too, is what the Braves did offensively in this game. The rally started in the 1st inning. A 2-out double from Ozzie Albies off Walker Buehler. That one high off the 375 sign. Then Austin Riley, so good with 2 strikes, so good with 2 outs. He didn't disappoint. Braves led 1-0, never looked back. They win the series 4-2 with a 4-2 win in Atlanta tonight. Back Back at the Battery Atlanta where the party continues. Braves Live is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. And by Truist. BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist. The Braves beat the Dodgers 4-2 in Game 6 of the NLCS. They advance to the World Series, and they will face the Houston Astros at Minute Maid Park in Game 1 of the October Classic beginning Tuesday night. This was a great series in a lot of respects. It wasn't easy, but heck, nothing has been easy for the Braves. If you're just joining us, let's take a look at the highlights tonight from Atlanta, where the Braves had home field advantage by virtue of winning their division. The Dodgers had more regular season wins, but the Braves won the East. That's why they had home field. And with Ian Anderson on his home mound, guys, you felt very good about his chances if he could get out of the first inning. He did. Walker Buehler did.
Yeah, and the Braves got off to a good start in the first two. Rosario had a single, then a double play. The sail that was not out of the sail, if I can get that right, BJ. And then Ozzie Albies doubles. Jesus, I gotta calm down. Austin Riley got me so excited. He doubles home Ozzie Albies to score the first run. So that was great to see them get off to a good start.
Outstanding. Anderson facing Coley Bellinger. Coley Bellinger was able to beat the shift here with a little ground ball. Scores a run. I'm thinking, okay, that's no problem. As long as he stays there and doesn't go deep, I'm okay with that. Move to the bottom of the fourth, BJ.
How about the bottom of the fourth? Darno, a great at bat, takes the walk. And Adrianza comes off the bench with a big pinch hit, double down the line, a man on second and third. And how about that hero, the MVP, getting it done? Eddie Rosario, he gets his pitch. He goes, 3-run bomb. Puts the Braves up 4-1, and the fans went crazy.
Did you go crazy?
I went bonkers.
Why not? I mean, this is a bullet, a line drive home run right over the brick wall. The fans in the Chop House needed to have their hands up. That was an absolute missile from Eddie Rosario. To the seventh we go.
Yeah, Luke Jackson struggled. He came off for A.J. Minter, who was absolutely outstanding. A double from Taylor, a walk to Bellinger, and how about a double from A.J. Pollock? This was not ideal. It moves a runner to third base, Chris Taylor. So who's going to come in this situation? Well,
unleash the beast.
We've got to bring in Tyler Matzek. Yes, he has been outstanding. He continues to get the job done. Albert Pujols pinch hitting for Matt Beatty, who started against the right-hander Ian Anderson. Punches out Pujols. Punches out Souza Jr. 99 froze him. And Mookie Betts, 3 fastballs in a row. BJ didn't even have to go to that slider.
Unbelievable.
Move to the top of the ninth, and we have Will Smith. My man, Will Smith, to close it out. Smith gets Pollock to ground out to Dansby Swanson, makes a great play, throws to who else but Freddie Freeman, and the Braves are going to the World Series, BJ. How good's that sound?
Camargo, get the ball, Camargo. Yes, he got it.
Yeah, that's got to go in a trophy case someplace. Braves haven't been to the World Series since '99. You see the emotion from Brian Snitker. A hug for Freddie Freeman. The Braves need 4 WAR wins to earn their first World Series since 1995, and you can see the jubilation on the face of Freddie Freeman, who this spring said it's World Series or bust. Well, he lived up to that statement in Atlanta tonight. Our Academy Sports and Outdoor game summary: Braves win it 4-2. They out-hit the Dodgers 9-5. Walker Buehler. Boy, one of the subplots of this series will be the Dodgers starters' usage. Short rest 3 times. It cost them dearly in this NLCS. Ian Anderson a little better his second time around. 4 innings of 1-run ball. The Braves bullpen was outstanding. And of course, Eddie Rosario, the NLCS MVP, 3 hits, including that long 3-run home run. So, big night for the Braves. They will head on to Houston. We have affectionately called it the upcoming Snitker-ball. Troy Snitker, the hitting coach for the Houston Astros. Brian Snitker, the manager of the Braves. And Snit standing by on the field here at Truist Park. Let's hear from him.
22 years, Snit. 22 years since this team went to the World Series.
Yeah.
How gratifying is it to be the guy that leads them there one more time?
I'm honored and blessed to be doing this, and I'm kind of numb right now because I always envisioned this, but never really knew how it would feel. And it's pretty cool. It's everything I imagined. He said, I watched the Astros clinch last night. And I was like, man, I'd love to be up there on that podium accepting a trophy and just be up there with the guys because of everything they've been through and what they've done and meant for this organization. I'm happy for the organization too because it takes this whole building to make something like this happen. It's just not, it's us. These guys are, but Alex, Derek, Mike, Terry, everybody in the front office, all those kids that they chain to the computers up there, and the analytics guy, they work their tails off. And I'm happy for all those guys.
What is it that drives this group and makes them so special?
It is. They are special, and they are a driven group. You're right. I mean, they love the competition. They love the grind. They love the day in, day out, like I said, grind that comes with doing this job. I mean, they're the most consistent, hardworking group I've ever been around. Nobody plays any harder. Nobody has more energy, and nobody has more fun than these guys too playing the game. It's amazing. They're dirt bags. I mean, they just, they're like, they epitomize what Bobby was. I used to tell guys when they get called up, I said, the guy you're going to go play for has got 2 fake knees and he wears cleats. And if you come in the clubhouse in January, he might have his baseball pants on. I know he's so proud of us right now. I can't wait tomorrow or the next day to go over and take him a hat and a shirt and sit with him because that's going to be a really special time right there.
You said you thought about this moment and what it would be like. Can you put into words just right now this journey that you've been on for the last, few decades when you think about it, and to be here tonight?
I know. And that's why I try not to because I want to kind of hold it together. I lost a little bit when that third out was made. I just kind of sat in the chair and it was unbelievable, the feeling, just how hard it is to get here. This is it's hard to get to the World Series. And now it feels really good to know that we're going to be able to go play the World Series. That is so cool. I'm so proud of all of our players. Like I say, everybody, the coaches that do an unbelievable job. I'm a recipient of a lot of really good people here in this organization. And I'm very blessed to have been here for as long as I have.
Well, you should know that they all feel that way about you and leading this group, and I feel like I'm bringing you to tears, but the last thing I want to ask you about is getting to share this with your son. You mentioned seeing the Astros last night, and that means you and Troy, man.
I FaceTimed him. I was watching the celebration. I told Ronnie, I said, get in there. He's drinking beer from the trophy. And honestly, when I came off the stage after the presentations, he was FaceTiming Ronnie, so I got to talk to him. So that's going to be special. I mean, that's going to be so special because I know he pours a lot into this. He's a really good baseball guy, very bright kid, unbelievable future in the game. And this is going to be, I said, we're going to have a World Series trophy in our house. I don't know who's going to own it, but we're going to have one.
That's a really positive way of looking at it.
That's pretty cool. I mean, not everybody can say that. So, no, that is so cool and neat, and I can't wait to see him. I guess probably Tuesday or Monday when we get there.
Well, it has been so special to share this journey with you as well, and thank you for your time as always. Enjoy this night.
All right,
Soak it in.
Thank you. Thanks.
Family first for Brian Snitker, and the first pennant for Brian Snitker as the manager of the Atlanta Braves, 18th in the history of the Braves franchise, 5th most in big league history. As we said, 22 years since they were last in the World Series. Eddie Rosario, the NLCS MVP, and now, as Brian said, once Snitker's going to end up with a World Series trophy, I think it's safe to say, Nick, we hope it's ours.
BJ, who's going to get that championship, Brian or Troy?
Brian is going to get the championship, but what a special moment, though, for both of those guys, man. Your son is in the World Series with you, playing against you. You got to be happy for him. I hope Brian Snitker wins it. Atlanta Braves brings it back. But what a special moment, man. Every father would love to have a situation like that in their career.
I'm feeling for Ronnie a little bit. I mean, how's that going to be for her decision? Just hope everybody has a good time, right? Everybody just have a good time. Enjoy yourself. There's going to be a winner. It's going to be us. It's okay, Troy. It's fine. You're only 20-something. You'll move on. You'll be fine. We'll get another one.
I can promise you this.
By the way, Troy's been through a lot too, by the way. And he was a minor league player, wasn't successful. He went and coached at college in North Georgia. He goes into the minor league system, moves up quickly, and all of a sudden he becomes the hitting coach of the Houston Astros. Done a great job over there. So a lot of respect to all the Snitker family. Brian, Troy, Ronnie, all those guys. They deserve everything.
Yeah, we don't know who's going to win the World Series, but I can promise you this. Ronnie Snitker is going to be very, very confident going into the October Classic beginning on Tuesday night. Braves subdue the defending world champion LA Dodgers, a 4-2 series win for the Braves. This was the scene at the Battery Atlanta as the Braves sealed the deal tonight. And we have more as we wrap up this division, or I should say this league championship series against the LA Dodgers in Atlanta tonight. The Braves, our Braves, are headed to the World Series. That was the scene of the Braves clubhouse about an hour ago. They celebrate a LCS victory over the LA Dodgers. That courtesy of our friends at TBS. They carry this LCS. Now the games will be in the hands of Fox as the Braves move to Houston and start their series with the Astro. Peter, you're the social media specialist. The tweets are pouring in.
My man Murph decided to drop the congratulations to this Braves team and the whole organization from top to bottom. You all contributed winners. Hashtag NLCS Game 6. Hashtag NL Champs. That's us. And JD, Josh Donaldson, future DH of the Atlanta Braves, probably. Congrats to the Braves. Hell of a second half comeback. Happy for the front office and the entire coaching staff. Those players in the clubhouse are special as well. The game of baseball doesn't owe anybody anything, but I'm happy for free bombs.
Like it. I like it.
So let's go. Hashtag AJ Minter. He's standing by with Paul Burr.
AJ Minter, he's from Texas, thus the cowboy hat and the fuel that you saw on the mound tonight. What was that like?
It's really special. Get to go back home to Texas for the World Series. It's really awesome. I mean, I'm just so proud of the guys. Everything we've gone through this year, and get to do it back here in Atlanta for the fans. It's only something you dream about, and it hasn't really sank in yet, and just going to celebrate tonight, and I'm sure it will sink in tomorrow, and it's just awesome.
This team is marked by overcoming adversity. You yourself, and I know you love talking about your teammates, but you personally overcame a lot of adversity, getting sent down this year and coming up, being one of the guys here at the end that Snit relied on.
It's funny, like, whenever, something like today, I mean, I can only think about just all the hard times. I feel like I let this team down a lot. I'll let this city down a lot. And just to do what I did tonight was, it's an organizational win. Getting sent down to AAA, Mike Minor, pitching coach down there. Mike Maroth, Mike Maroth, he knows me so well. He's been through with me ever since I got drafted. And just having those guys down in AAA, I wouldn't be here without them. It truly is an organizational win. We've been through so much the past few years, and it's just so awesome to finally see it pay off.
Appreciate the heartfelt feelings, but as a former pitcher, the game's not easy. You're too tough on yourself. How about the emotion that you're showing walking off the mound to this crowd? I'm standing right over there, and everybody's going nuts.
I think I fist pumped after every hitter tonight. That's what it's all about, heart when it comes down to the postseason. And it doesn't matter, what you did during the regular season. Everyone comes in here 0-0, and it's all about who's the better team that day. And we're the better team.
I'm going to speak for all of Atlanta when I say to AJ Minter, thank you for overcoming adversity and putting on a show for us tonight. I'm going to step away. Can you give me the fist pump? Right there. AJ Minter, everybody.
Well, AJ Minter's looking forward to going back to Texas and pitching in Houston for the Braves against the Astros, who have a terrific offense. A really, really good team offensively is facing the Braves in that series upcoming. But let's not count out what the Braves have done offensively. We've talked a lot about what this team doesn't have. Let's talk about the players they did add. It's really remarkable to me that at the trading deadline, Alex Anthopoulos was able to go out and not just add guys to supplement his roster guys, but he added everyday players at the trading deadline, and all of those everyday players have contributed not just to a division championship, but now a National League pennant winning club.
Well, when I look at what he did at the deadline, you get 4 really good outfielders. Well, who's going to play once everybody gets healthy? I don't know. Is it going to work itself out? They always say it does. Well, it happened to work itself out this year, and everybody has contributed in different ways. Jock Peterson, when he first came over, he filled a role of Acuna. He was outstanding. And then when Eddie Rosario comes back, he does a great job. You got to find a spot for him. Solaire's a guy that really struggled in Kansas City. Well, he figured things out too, and he became the leadoff hitter. So when you get 4 guys that are of that caliber, everyday players, did you expect all of them to succeed? No, but they all did.
You know, it's not just Alex Anthopoulos. You got to give a lot of credit to the scouts because they're out there scouting these guys for like 2 weeks up to that trading deadline. And obviously they saw something in those guys to report back to Alex Anthopoulos. And Alex was able to pull the trigger, believing it in his scouts. And most times when you make the trade deadline and you go out there and pick up the amount of players that he did, you might get half of those guys to be successful. But these guys were 4 for 4. I mean, Jock Peterson early on, and then Solaire, who came on and did a phenomenal job from that leadoff spot late when we needed a leadoff hitter. And Rosario, you can't say enough about. And Adam Duvall, bringing him back from Miami. How big was that, making those decisions at that time when the team was not really playing that great we thought we were going to be sellers. But Alex believed in Brian Snitker and the coaching staff and gave them what they needed to get to the World Series.
He also learned a valuable lesson. Alex has said this from his days in Toronto, where it wasn't just what guys did between the white lines, it's what they did behind the scenes in the clubhouse. And what we are told is each and every one of these guys has fit in beautifully, seamlessly with the fabric and the culture that Brian Snitker is setting up with this Braves ball club. So let's hear from Alex himself. I'm sure this is an incredibly rewarding night for him, not just because he won this LCS with the Braves. Remember, he used to work for the LA Dodgers, too. Yeah. So let's hear from Alex. He's standing by with Paul Berg.
Alex Anthopoulos, masterful GM. Oh, my goodness, you pulled all the right moves this year. Before we get into that, who do you got with you?
Julia and John. They're very excited to get to go on camera for the second time during these playoffs.
John, you have some really cool glasses. Are you proud of your dad?
Yep, really proud.
Love it. Julia, I hope you like Atlanta because I think you guys are staying here a while.
Yeah, maybe.
Sports. You don't know what's going to happen in sports.
Well, I appreciate it, but we can't let you go because you are the best GM in baseball, in my opinion. You've made a lot of great moves, not just the guys that perform, but the character in that dugout. I see it every night. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously you want to win. But, you know, someone told me 2014 at the end of the season I was in Toronto, how do you want to win? Do you want to win at all costs, or do you want to win a certain way with a certain group of guys? And it sounds a little corny, but I thought about it, and I'd been through clubhouses that, you know, you come down to the clubhouse, you didn't feel as good about the group, they were talented, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to try this one time. I'm going to commit to character. Obviously, you need ability and talent, but I'm just going to do this once. 2015 in Toronto, shied away from certain players that were talented that would have helped us and stuck with high character the whole way. And I haven't changed since that time. And we've been to the playoffs. And it's exciting when you get to win with a group like this that you like every single guy in the clubhouse. You walk into the clubhouse, you're excited to be there. They're excited to be there. Guys want to come here and play here. It's a real thing. I know some people roll their eyes at it. But for 4 years, I didn't pay attention to it, and we didn't win. And finally, when I did, we did start to win.
Some of us Braves fans took it personally when we weren't good enough credit for the moves you made and the team you put together. I got to know, from your perspective, did you take it personal, or you're just like, no, guys, don't worry about it and win?
No, definitely not. I'm a sports fan. I totally get it. I know everyone says it's not about me. It is not about me. It's the players. And when we're not winning, I'm the one who's going to take the bullets. That's part of it. And when we're winning, the players should get the credit. And Snit and the coaches should get the credit. So, you know, I've been doing this now. It's my 10th year. just want to win and enjoy it and see the community get excited, see the Battery. And we got to show off Truist tonight. We got to show off Atlanta. We got to show off the Battery. Everybody got to see this and how unbelievable it is. And our players, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of Atlanta. I'm proud to be here. Proud that you see Trae Young before the game wearing a Braves jersey. Matt Ryan talks about the Braves as well. This is an unbelievable place to live and play. And I'm just really glad that I got a chance to be here.
You won a lot of hearts right here. Guys, your dad is the GM of a team that's going to the World Series. Can I get a yeah?
Yeah!
Appreciate it. Way to go, guys. Alex Anthopoulos, everybody, all the right moves. You know about them. No need for me to repeat them all.
Yes, indeed. Alex Anthopoulos and your Atlanta Braves are headed to the 2021 World Series. The only way to guarantee your access to World Series games at Truist Park is by becoming an A-list season ticket member by the end of the day this Wednesday, the 27th. Membership reps will walk you through 2022 A-list member options and 2021 World Series seating options too. Go to Braves.com/A-list for more information. Braves beat the Dodgers in 6 to advance to the World Series. That means 4 more chances for us to talk about the Braves winning postseason games on Braves Live Postseason Edition. Join us on Valley Sports South and, of course, on the Valley Sports app. They're still partying hard here at the Battery Atlanta. Braves beat LA 4-2 in Game 6. More comes your way after this. And what a great night at the Battery Atlanta. What a great night at Truist Park. The Braves get that monkey off their back. They have advanced to the World Series for the first time since 1999. They beat the defending world champion Dodgers in this best-of-7 series by a 4-2 final score in Game 6. You've heard Brian, Peter, Nick, and me talk about our thoughts over what the Braves have accomplished tonight in this season. Let's check in one last time with Kelly Kroll and Paul Bird to get their final thoughts on this historic night for Atlanta Braves baseball.
Well, guys, thanks a lot. Paul, oh my goodness, what a night.
What a night.
This has been surreal, to use Snit's word. I think it's been awesome to get to talk to these guys, to witness what we saw here tonight, to know what it means to the city. But what was your favorite part of the evening?
So you don't know this. My favorite part of the evening
nervous.
is when you interviewed Ronnie Snitker and she started crying because I played for Brian Snitker. I know he started this organization in the 70s, and now we're going to the All Snitker World Series. That was a really special moment to see how proud she was of her man, and to see Snit walking out here crying in front of these fans, erupting. And I'm very happy for a lot of the players, but nobody more than Brian Snitker and his family.
Absolutely. Such a rewarding moment. And for her, I just think about all of you at home. You know, you hear us get to talk to these guys who have been through it all this season together, ups and downs, and here they are headed to the World Series. First time in 22 years, Birdie, but there are families behind the scenes that ride this wave year in and year out. And I think about even, how about a Tyler Matzek's wife, who 3-4 years ago was encouraging him to just, I think there's a little more left in the tank, Tyler. And tonight, that's what was left in the tank. Holy smokes, what a huge moment for him. And
Moment of the
you
game.
got to talk to him.
I did, and his brother came over and was so proud of him
There's the
over
family.
what he went through. So I've never been around a team, Kelly and others, that is this talented. They're this great people, their character off the field. So it's really fun when you get to cover people who are very good and yet very genuine, high energy, love the game, work hard. These guys check so many boxes, and being out here, seeing, going to the World Series, coming to fruition since 1999 was special.
Talent is one part of it, right? One part of that formula, certainly execution, another part, but chemistry.
Yes.
Any team
Yes.
that goes to the World Series, there is something special happening in that clubhouse, and it always, to go back to your point, it always starts at the top. And the tone that Brian Snitker sets day in and day out, I just so happy for him. And now with a World Series, like you said, where he'll be seeing his son across the way, Troy, the hitting coach for the Astros, just previewing ahead, because we can do that a little bit. A lot of tonight's been about tonight, but just to now sum up looking forward, what are you most excited about?
I'm excited to see this team compete in the World Series for the first time since 1999, and to see that happen in a city that needs it. and in front of fans who are on cloud nine, going crazy, saying bad things happen to us all the time. Well, enjoy the moment. You're going to the World Series, and you've earned it.
I like that. I say we send it back to the guys on that.
One more thing. You're going to Houston. Are you excited?
I can't wait.
Kelly
4 more
Kroll
wins,
sees you in
guys.
Houston, Game 1, World Series. You don't want to miss it.
Great job, guys. There is your MLB postseason bracket. 30 teams down to 2. It's the Astros and the Braves, best of 7 for the Fall Classic. First 2 games will be at Minute Maid Park. Games 3, 4, 5, if necessary, back here in Atlanta. What a World Series this will be. There are so many subplots. We've talked about Snitker. We've talked about Dusty Baker. We've talked about these 2 offenses. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great challenge, but I think a great opportunity, guys, as we get your final thoughts and put a bow on what we saw tonight in Atlanta.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, we have Brian Snitker's son. That's definitely a storyline, but the Astros are a really good team. I know we talk about that cheating scandal from 2017, but this team is really good. Well, so are the Braves, so I can't wait to see them match up against another great team. They already beat the Dodgers. They beat the Brewers. The odds were against them in both of those series. Well, they're probably going to be against them again in this series against Houston, but I don't care what the odds say. The Braves have a great chance to win.
Yeah, we've set ourselves up beautifully. We won in Game 6. We've got our ace, Charlie Morton, locked and loaded for Game 1. This is going to be a test of pitching versus offense. We've got the pitching. They've got the offense, but secret is we also have a pretty deep lineup. So we're going to give them a real run for their money. Braves in 6.
And let me add before you start, BJ, in the American League Park, you get to add a bat. Soler could be the DH.
Yeah, and that's
BJ,
definitely going to help this lineup. An extra bat, Soler. We know who had COVID. He missed some time. His timing was a little off, but he came through hugely tonight with a big at-bat. So I'm looking forward to it. I think both of the managers are seasoned veterans. They've been around the game. Kudos to Snick and his son, Troy. Both of those guys have accomplished something great, and it's going to be a great battle. I think we match up well against the Astros, and give Dusty a lot of credit, with all the adversity he had to overcome and manage that team. So it's going to be a battle of 2 experienced managers. It's going to be a chess match, as we saw in this series. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, we know the Braves are extremely confident after they knocked off the defending world champions, Peter. That's going to be a big part of it, too.
Braves in 5, 6?
I say Braves in 6.
Braves in 6?
It doesn't go less than 6.
Braves in 6?
Yeah, 6.
Let's go.
There we
Braves
go.
in 6.
All right, it's unanimous. We wouldn't expect anything different. I can't tell you guys how much fun this has been to be with you on the set. And can't wait to get started again Tuesday.
That's right.
Either pregame, postgame, both. We're not sure yet, but it's going to be a lot of fun either way as the Braves will take on the Astros on Braves Live postseason. It's Game 1 of the World Series. Tuesday night, the Braves will be in Houston because Atlanta knocked off the defending world champions. What a night in Atlanta tonight. Braves country, this one was for you. Hope you enjoyed every minute of it. We will see you Tuesday night after Game 1 of the World Series.
Oh, no,
we'll see you then.
You dropped my